Hello, it's Michael from DNA here, and today we're going to talk about what I have on the screen at the moment, Zotero. Now, Zotero is a free bit of software that can help you to gather and organize your research, but more importantly, it can help you to automate the process of creating a bibliography. So if that is a skill set you're not familiar with at the moment, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have this very interesting looking research article here, which as we look through it, let me make that a little bit larger, we can see that this particular author has been doing their referencing. So for instance, the author is citing another piece of work there with a date. They've done it in a slightly different way in the middle of some brackets there. They'll continue to do this to cite all the reference information that they've gathered while they were writing this document. And then at the end, we'll have a very long alphabetical bibliography at the end. Now, this video is going to give you an overview of Zotero. It's not going to show you all the ins and outs. It's really just going to show you that these kind of things exist, and there is more information that you can find online for how to use this program in a bit more detail. But it is going to demonstrate that it can automate this process. You still need to understand the referencing process, but it can be made an awful lot easier by using this software. So let's have a look and see how Zotero works. I have already downloaded Zotero onto my computer, and this is what it looks like. So we've got this empty reference library here at the minute. Let's make that a little bit bigger. And what I'm going to do first of all is go up to the little yellow folder at the top and create a new collection. So collections, I would say, are folders that you might be using to gather together specific bits of research. Maybe, what you're typing in as a title here is the name of your essay. So I'm going to type in my essay here. Now we've got somewhere to put our research. So I'm going to demonstrate loads of different ways that you can get information about books, articles, web pages, sources that you might have gathered online into your Zotero library. Okay, so you might not be able to see this clearly on the tiny little video in the corner of the screen, but just to show you, there is a barcode on the back of most books you'll find. And also you will find an ISBN number. So that should be a code written either above or below the barcode. And we can easily add books into Zotero by using this little magic wand feature here. So if I go and click on that now, and then I type in the ISBN number, right, and that's pulled all the information that I might want to use in a reference in an in-text citation and in a bibliography later on, and that is information that can be used in any referencing style. I think what's important to note here is that we can choose what referencing style we actually export our bibliography in a bit later on. So getting books in is nice and easy. Additionally, if you have downloaded some articles, you might find that you just want to drag and drop some PDF files into your Zotero library. And I believe somewhere here on my desktop, if I can find it, I've got this article here. I'm literally going to take this PDF file that I've downloaded from the internet and drop it into my Zotero library to see what happens. Okay, so nothing so far, or at least the difference here between those two. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Okay, I thought I'd have to do a little bit of extra work there, but actually it looked at that PDF file and it found hidden metadata inside that PDF file, and it managed to extract all of the relevant information directly into my Zotero library. Okay, so I'm going to go into my web browser. I'm literally just going to type in Google Scholar in here. Now, Google Scholar is a search engine provided by Google that is only going to return information related to published sources. It's likely to look very similar to the library system that you will have access to at your university, and they work in a very similar way. So, you can use either. I mean, I would push you towards the university library system because you're more likely to be able to get access to full versions of the academic texts. But I think this is a good quick way of finding reference information that you can get into Zotero. So let's do another search for the subject of that research article. Let's do trichromatic vision again. And we have all kinds of different options popping up. Some things from web pages, some things from publishers of journal articles. Now, what you'll notice is I have installed the Zotero plugin. So, if we go back to Zotero, you can install it from here. And when I click on the download button, you can also install this thing, the Zotero connector. And if you're using Microsoft Edge, I believe Microsoft Edge will now allow you to install Chrome plugins into that browser. So I think you can pretty much use either now. If you have that plugin installed, you get a little icon appearing at the top of your web browser. And if I click on that, it actually pulls out all the different things that you might reasonably want to include into your Zotero library. So I'm going to just choose a couple of different ones here, click on OK, and what we'll find is it is going to attempt to pull all of the research information, all the reference information out of those particular documents and just load those into my Zotero library. Okay, and there all those articles are in my Zotero library. Okay, so here's where the clever stuff happens. Here is my essay. Let's move my keyboard over just a bit. And now I might be writing a paragraph of text. I'm just going to zoom that in a little bit further so we can see what's happening there. Maybe you've just written a paragraph and now you want to put in an in-text citation. So what you'll notice is because we've got Zotero installed, you've now got a little Zotero option at the top of your screen. Zotero should automatically install that if you have a fully functioning copy of Microsoft Word. So what this means is now I should be able to go and click on that icon and I will see that I have got some various options available. So I want to add in a citation at this point, and I'm using my Zotero library to supply the information to create that in-text citation. So I click on Add Citation, and the very first time that you do this, Zotero will ask you what referencing style you want to use. So, the information you're getting into Zotero isn't going to define the output style. We can choose it and we can swap it around quite easily. I'm going to choose a fairly generic Harvard style here. Just a quick note, you can search for and download additional styles if you can't see what you're looking for here. And I'm going to click on OK. Now that's going to pop up this search bar, and if I started typing in like trichromatic or something, I'd start getting some options. I personally like to click on the little arrow and go down to classic view, just because I find it a bit easier if I can see my library and actually I've got that folder that I made that's containing my items. Now I can click on becoming a writer, for instance, and I can click on OK, and there we go. It has put in my citation. You don't want to go in and manually edit those. Okay, that is a code that is giving Zotero the ability to fish out information from your Zotero library and make a bibliography for you later on. You can edit them though. It's just that if you're going to do that, you need to click into it, go up to Add/Edit Citation at the top, click on the little arrow. Again, I'm going to personally go into classic view because I find it a bit easier. I like to use this Show Editor button down at the bottom. So if I click on that, I could then put in whatever I liked, And this is important because you'll need to know exactly what your referencing style is and how that actually works. And if it needs to look slightly different from what was being presented by Zotero there, you can fix it in here, put in whatever you like. Obviously, don't type that into your in-text citation, but just to show you that works. And then I keep on adding in text here. Maybe I'll add in a few more citations. This time I'm going to go ahead and add in a journal article there, and that's great. And then eventually what I can do is go and click on Add Edit Bibliography. And what that will do is generate an alphabetic bibliography for me.